Well, it's that time of the week again where we get to talk about brand new VR games coming out this week, new VR games coming out next week, and of course, some of that juicy VR gaming news. Of course, before we dive into this though, please do consider smashing that like button and subscribing because it really does help us get on that road to 100k, which I dream of making true in 2026. So this is the beginning of that journey. Today's video, we have a ton of insane content coming your way, and I mean insane because we literally have a huge list of games that came out this week, a huge list of brand new VR games that were announced this week, as well as a brand new headset, and then of course a ton of awesome games coming your way next week as well, with some pretty massive games in that list. So get ready, strap in, maybe grab a coffee, and let's get into the very first game on this list. New VR games this week. First up on the list we have Don't Move. Well, this is a game all about, quite literally, the title. In this, you're going to want to stay as still as humanly possible because otherwise terrible things are going to happen to you. This is actually a really fun game. I really enjoyed playing this on PCVR, and now it's made its way to the Quest as well. This is a pretty exciting thing. I feel like this is a good party game. I wouldn't buy this because you're going to rinse it out yourself. I think this is one of those ones that you purchase to be able to show people VR because it's fairly simple to get into, understand what's going on, and then of course have some fun of some jump scares. Next up we have Escape from Hadrian's Wall. Probably said that wrong, my bad. Regardless, this dropped this week, and this is a sort of like a TCG style game. Personally, I didn't really love this game. I felt like it was missing some fundamentals. I felt like it was not quite as balanced as I would want it to be, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. I would love to know from the comments if any of you guys tried this game and what your opinions on it are. For me personally, it just didn't quite land. Next up we have Glassbreakers Champions of Moss. Well, unfortunately, again, this one didn't particularly land well with me. It's very slow paced, and I feel like it has some pacing issues that need to be ironed out to make this truly awesome. I think graphically they've made this game look really good. They've definitely improved upon the design since I originally played it, but still nonetheless I feel like this still doesn't quite grip me enough to want to get back in there and repeatedly play. I feel like it was kind of a one and done feeling for me. So yeah, again, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this, if you really loved it or if you really didn't like it. Either way, it would be kind of helpful. Next up we have Hotel Infinity. Well, this dropped this week for both Quest and PSVR 2, and this again was one I was quite hopeful for, and it didn't particularly disappoint. Now, I will be honest with you, graphically this game is pretty mid. It's nothing special at all, but the magic of the game itself is sort of like this sort of weird unveiling world that you're going through, and it just is evolving and changing in front of your very eyes. You know, each time you turn a corner, go into a door, or anything like that, everything's changing. I personally quite enjoyed this game. Again, I don't think this is anything stand out, blow your mind kind of game, but I do think this is one that was pretty damn fun. There's definitely some full reviews out there that I'd say, like, if you're going to buy this, especially on PSVR 2, then go check that out first. Just make sure that you're happy with what you're going to be getting because you've got no refunds on PSVR 2. Next up we had Tracked Shoot to Survive. Now, I actually did record a full video for this, but unfortunately recording failed, so it never released. But nonetheless, I have been inside of this game and I have played it, and I have some thoughts to share with you. Now, as we all know, this is one I've been really excited about actually on the lead up to its release, and it didn't disappoint. Actually, this game is quite impressive. The only thing that I would say about this game is that graphically it's not the best. It definitely does a lot for the Quest and standalone gaming, so fair play to them for that. The only thing that felt a bit off to me was like the enemies felt very PlayStation 2, which is a little bit of a shame, but the actual game itself and the whole sort of like cycle of being in this game felt amazing. Survival felt really, really good, really solid, just like Green Hell really, you know, kind of punishing but at the same time super rewarding when you get things done correctly. Crafting was really solid, like I'm talking like they've improved upon like Saints and Sinners style sort of crafting, which I thought was pretty damn impressive, and overall this whole experience, the story and everything like that was pretty good. I'd probably give this like straight up like an 8 out of 10. So I would go into it expecting the massive graphics that you would expect and want from a game like this, but I definitely think all of the core gameplay is there in a pretty solid way. I actually just really would love to see this come out on PSVR 2 or PCVR just so that we could get the graphic fidelity that this game deserves. If you put that in there as well, this could probably roll up to a 9 out of 10 pretty easy. Next up we have Siberia VR. This is a sort of point and click adventure from back in the Dizzle that's come forward now and been made into a VR game. This one, yeah, it's not bad. Again, graphically it looks obviously better on other platforms, but on Quest they did a pretty good job with it. Not bad at all. If you're looking for a good sort of puzzler game, one that's going to be doing some mystery solving and some puzzly stuff, well then this one is definitely not bad at all, so check it out. And last but not least, we had a surprise drop from Vampire Survivors VR. Now, let's set some expectations. This one really isn't what I'd call a VR game because, well, it's just you're looking down onto the platform. This is a crazy addictive game though. I used to love playing this on my Steam Deck when it first came out, like, I don't know, a year or so ago. I played the living daylights out of this game and I bloody loved every single minute of it. None of that magic has been lost. It feels amazing to play in VR, but would I recommend that you buy it over flat screen? I don't know. If you really want to be sat in the environment and stuff, then yes. Or maybe you don't have access to a Steam Deck or a PC, then again, yes, this is a super addictive loop game. But yeah, I don't know. I really was, when I first saw this announced, I was like, holy crap, are they going to put us in the game? Which would have been insane to experience this in game. I hope they kind of do that as an update in the future. Depends probably how it sells. But yeah, I don't know. It's a top-down game. VR gaming news. Well, this week's news has been quite a bloody week. Kicking things off, I guess we need to roll straight into like probably the biggest subject that's going around right now. Steam, as in Valve, have actually just announced their brand new Steam Frame. It's what everyone was calling essentially Deckard back in the day, and this thing is pretty damn impressive. I mean, listen, it's not the spec lord that I think people were expecting this headset to be, but I also don't think it needs to be. I feel like this headset is probably ever so slightly better than a Quest 3 in some respects, but I don't want to go too deeply into the spec of this thing. If you want me to do a video about that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm more than happy to do like a Steam Frame versus Quest style video, and I can go a little bit more in depth on that for you then, and give you all my thoughts and opinions. But for right now, I will say this: I think this is really exciting, and there's a bit of a definition thing going on here. The Quest 3 is very much a standalone headset that can also do PCVR, whereas I would say the Steam Frame is very much a PCVR headset that can also do standalone VR. There is a massive difference in those two subjects because each of them have their specific focus groups of areas of what makes for a good VR headset, and they are quite different from each other. The Steam Frame is going to be an incredible headset to stream your VR games from your PC, giving you the highest fidelity it possibly can with foveated rendering built into this thing. It's got so many good quality points about it. Personally, I'm very excited about this, so I do want to see what the pricing scheme's going to be on this. They've said under 1,000, but I'm kind of wondering whether that means what. 999? I don't know, but I'd love to know what your opinion is in the comments down below. Are you excited for Steam Frame, and what would you pay for it personally? Next up, we had an announcement for Pocket Lands. This actually looks pretty cool. It's a super zen game, basically. It's kind of like, imagine the crafting part of Minecraft, except for you can kind of do that in mixed reality, picking and placing blocks, building little homes, building out your little place within this area, and then on top of that, you can then jump into the game and experience it. It doesn't look like it has a lot more to do than that, but I feel like that would be quite a nice little zen experience to do. I don't know. Looks interesting. Next up, we had Knights of Fauna. Fenia, I don't know, whatever, it's written on the screen. This is a brand new game that's being launched, I think, later this year. This is actually looking pretty cool. This is from the same developers that made Rooms Among Us, and I loved that game. I think it was an absolutely exceptional game for stepping into this style of universe. The combat and everything like that felt solid in it. This looks like they've taken it even further again, and again, the combat in this looks really fascinating to me. I think this could actually be an absolute freaking silent hitter. So this is also going to be coming out pretty damn soon, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel. I'll definitely be talking more about this in the future. Next up, we finally got a release date for Deadly Delivery, and that is going to be coming to us next month. This is actually one I'm pretty damn excited about because, well, it looks like a really solid game. I've heard a lot of positive stuff off the back of the beta testing for this. Idea of this basically is that you're going to go in as a FedEx delivery dude, except for you're going to come up against some crazy stuff, whether it's an orc smashing you in the face or some other insane crap happening, or just your friends in the game screwing you over. It just looks like an absolute blast. I think this could be really fun for a social experience. experience. Next up, we had Ready or Not drop this week, and I say Ready or Not, this is an unofficial mod made by VR Oasis. Man, this dude has absolutely self-funded this thing, so props to Mike. I think this is frigging incredible that he's put all of this hard work in with the talented team around him to basically make this mod for people. This is free, so if you own the game, then this is a free mod to go on top of it and basically improve it in every single way possible and bring it into VR. So thank you to friend of the channel, Mike, VR Oasis, for making this. I think it's going to be an incredible experience that I think everyone, if you have a powerful enough PC, should 100% give this a go. It's pretty bloody spot on. Next up, Aspire MR missions. Well, we already had MR missions inside of Aspire 2, but what they have now aspired to do is make an actual independent game from this now. So you're actually going to be having an independent game coming out in December. This is going to be a bunch of mixed reality missions, and it looks like they're going to be utilizing all of the newer features of mixed reality, allowing you to move around your house in a couple of rooms by the looks of things. But it looks pretty interesting. I have to say that the MR missions were probably one of the more solid mixed reality experiences that we already had. So this coming out is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think the MR sort of heyday is a little bit on the decline, but nonetheless, this looks pretty fun and I'll definitely play it. Next up, we have The Lightkeepers. Now this one looks like a really interesting game. I am actually pretty excited for this. It's a co-op adventure. We're going to be going into this world. Now there isn't a busting amount of information, but it looks very Lovecraftian, where you're having like this sort of Kraken type creature around this island. It looks like you're gonna have to be defending the lighthouse, but yeah, as soon as I found out a ton more about this, I'll definitely be speaking about it again more, but it definitely caught my attention in a good way. Next up, we had Orcs Must Die. Now this was a really popular flat game, and now they finally made it into VR as well. They fully VRified this game. I think it looks kind of interesting, a little bit childish for me looking, but still something that I'm intrigued in and will definitely give a go, because it might be one of those like crazy addictive games that kind of just captures you in the best way possible. So hopefully this one's absolutely nailed, but again, looks pretty decent on the surface. And last but not least, on the VR gaming news, we had a very interesting surprise announcement, and that is Men in Black VR. This is Men in Black Most Wanted. I had no idea this was coming our way, so this was the first I had heard of it as well. Normally I have a pretty good insight in the back end of, you know, studios talking to us. This came out of nowhere. I'm super interested to see more about this. The trailer doesn't give a busting amount away. It seems like they're playing their cards quite close to their chest, but this is also coming out like next month. So we don't have long to find out a little bit more about this game. So I'm pretty excited about this. I like the Men in Black movies. If I ever wanted to dive into the universe myself, I can't say it's one of my IPs that I've ever said I need a game for this, but I am definitely intrigued to see what they've done with it and how they handled it. I hope this is good. Please don't be another IP that's wasted. Coming up next week. Well, next week is going to be a frickin' banger, and that's because we start off with Deadpool VR dropping. I am so excited to be able to talk to you guys and girls about this. Of course, I have tried this a few times at this point. It's looking like it's going to be a banger, but I can't really share my opinion until the embargo drops next week. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel, because I'll definitely be talking a lot more about Deadpool VR. This is going to be one of the bigger games that we get this year for real. It's kind of another Batman moment, and I'm really excited to be able to share a lot more with you guys, but just know it's coming next week. We also have Thrill of the Fight 2. Now this is going to be finally coming out with a lot more single player stuff. Originally when it dropped, it was in early access and you could only go in with multiplayer fighting. This is actually going to drop a little bit of campaign and single player stuff, so again, giving a lot more reason to people who just want to use this for fitness or fun to get in there and play by themselves without being restricted to having to get into an online match, hoping to God that there's actually other players playing. This gives you just that little bit more freedom to enjoy the game. Next up is a game that I am desperate to get into, and I have played the demos for this. Demeo Dungeons & Dragons Battle Marked. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. I love Dungeons & Dragons, and I bloody love Demeo. The two of these coming together is the perfect match made in heaven, as God, it's what I've always wanted for Demeo, and let me tell you, from the demo I played of this, it really impressed me, and I cannot wait to get my teeth into this and play through both of the story campaigns that they've dropped for this, and just put in another few hundred hours into this game. Can't wait, this is going to be an amazing release. And last but not least, we have RoboQuest VR. This is coming your way to PCVR and PSVR 2. This is also looking like an absolute banger. I'm pretty damn excited for this actually. This is a game that I originally wasn't that hyped hyped for, and honestly for quite a while when I kept seeing information drop about it, I was like, meh. And then the final stuff that they sort of announced for this actually genuinely got me excited. This is looking like a really fun game. I don't know if it's a roguelite or if it's just a straight story campaign, but either way, this is looking to me like it's going to be really, really interesting, super fun, and just pretty whimsical, man. I'm looking forward to it. Well, there you have it, guys. That is a friggin' huge list of games to keep you guys and girls busy. Let me know in the comments down below what you're excited for out of everything here, what your opinions are of the new stuff that's been released, and of course, like, I really want to know what it is that you would pay personally for the Steam frame. A lot of people I've seen floating around that sort of 600 mark. They've said below 1k, but what would you pay between sort of like that 600 and 1k? Are you on the lower end of this or on the higher end of this? Well, let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend. Let me know what you're going to be playing over the weekend, and maybe I'll catch you in some Forefront. Hey, who knows? I've been playing it all weekend. Other than that, take care, everybody. Peace out. Bye.